Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your bonus reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is going to be a general reading. So try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Moon card. You're someone with a very intense imagination. I feel like you are extremely creative. I feel like you probably spend a lot of time in your inner worlds, spending time exploring the inner landscapes of your soul, right? And I think that there is really an intense creativity. I think that you're seeing kind of the unlimited capability, right, of yourself, the unlimited possibilities that are open to you. It seems like this is, it seems like you're on the brink of the biggest sort of idea ever, right? The biggest vision that you've ever had. It feels like you're on the cusp of a very important change in your life. Okay, let's put this card into a little bit of context. Sometimes this card can be a little scary. It's the dark, scary forest. It is uncertainty. It's kind of saying, I don't know what all of this means, right? But I don't feel that you're scared of it. I feel like you're looking at the world, you're looking at everything, right? Internal and external, you're thinking, wow, this is fascinating, right? We don't want to get that self-consciousness that makes us feel like, I'm out here all alone, I'm kind of scared. No, you're taking it all in and you're thinking, whatever the universe has for me, I'm open to it, I'm ready. I'm ready for this next. I'm ready for the golden dawn, right, of that sun at the bottom of that card. Because you have a self-confidence, right? You have a very strong sense of self. Now we're going to put this card into a little bit of context. We're going to see what's coming out here with it. Ten of Cups. That's so refreshing. That's so beautiful, right? This is absolute fulfillment. This is satiety. This is having kind of, I feel like this is really the awareness that you're going to have everything you want in life. Yeah. I think you're being told to enjoy all of the possibilities that are open to you. Celebrate yourself, celebrate the unknown. Maybe that's even about you taking a little journey into other areas of your life that might be very, very fulfilling for you. Maybe we're trying different things. Maybe we're taking a little bit of a wander in an unknown place. You're about to set off on a journey where you don't really know what it's going to be like. You've never been there before. But you're in search of this dream life, this kind of happily ever after, dream come true kind of life, right? Well, in order to have a dream come true, you've got to have the dream, right? And I think you're somebody with a strong connection to your dreams. You probably have a dream journal, but maybe even some lucid dreaming or something like that. Maybe you take your dreams and sort of in the days following, you do some active imagination, right? That you intentionally enter into this dark, scary forest of our imagination, of our unconscious, right? In order to kind of continually access that deep reservoir of creativity that's within you. And this deep reservoir of satisfaction in your life. Well, before we get started on anything else, let's select an angel number card. Your angel number today, Aquarius, is 1, 2, 3, 4. Good luck. Your spirit guides. It is progress, justice, structure, systems, processes, conditioning, and rules. You're on the right track. Someone from the other side has your back and encourages you to try your best. You will succeed. Observe your surroundings and communicate clearly. Be sure that everything will fall into place. I like that. I feel like this is, with the Moon card, there is a lot of trust that needs to happen here. Because when you find yourself in this sort of, almost in this, the frightening depth of reality, you know? When you find yourself here in this world and realizing that we are all ultimately alone, right? It's just me looking out from these eyes, right? And we have other people around us, sure, but we're all really on this spiritual journey ourselves, right? And maybe the objective is to find that unity, to find that fulfillment and that connection, right? Someone from the other side has your back. That's very interesting. They may be a Pisces person. Okay, let's put the rest of our cards out on the table. Here we have a 9 of Pentacles, a 5 of Wands, 7 of Wands, and a 9 of Cups. Oh, very nice. You're dreaming of this dream life, right? Of this ultimate satisfaction, right? It's coming true. And the thing about the 9 of Cups is that it's a continuous dream. You're still dreaming it, right? It's not that we dream it, we achieve it and satisfy it, and then it's like, okay, now what? You're living the dream. And it's an ongoing creative process that's going to continue to take you to, intense new experiences in your life. Places that you've never been. I think that you love a challenge. You love trying new things. Yeah. If there is anything, Aquarius, that you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay. Let's continue with our cards. Let's do the Path of the Serpent here, and then we'll get into these cards in more detail. And a 9 of Swords and 8 of Wands. We have a fixed air energy. Now, Aquarius, this is one of your superpower cards. I'll ring the bell, but this card is in the position of what you don't want. And our final card there is the Chariot. Okay. Why would you not want your superpower, right? That fixed air energy. Why would you not want, maybe with the fixed air energy is an intellectual belief or certainty, or a fixed kind of, a fixed understanding of the world. Maybe this is saying that you're, right now, at this time in your life, you're rejecting this idea of any kind of absolute truth. You're rejecting this idea of there being, I almost feel like you're rejecting the idea of destiny, especially when we look at the Moon card and we think that it's all just sort of chaos. It's all just an abyss of images, and it's all just like a dark, scary forest of eternity, right? It's all wilderness. There are no true paths, right? Oh, maybe this is very Taoist of you, right? The path that can be walked is not the eternal path. So maybe the Moon and this 10 of Cups is saying that, we're defying this idea of fate or destiny or predeterminism or determinism. And you're venturing into reality, the depths of reality, your own infinite soul, right? And you're finding meaning in your own way. You're extracting a meaningful life out of the chaos and confusion of life. Yeah. Because sometimes the Moon card is uncertainty. Sometimes the Moon card is deception, right? And so maybe you're very aware that all paths are false paths, or equally all paths are true paths, right? And so it's very interesting that your fixed air energy, the Prince of Swords, is going to be in the position of what you're rejecting right now. right? It is that part of you that perhaps feels like it needs a step-by-step path, even that it needs a plan. Could be that we're just chaos. I just want spur of the moment. I want spontaneity all day, every day, that you don't want a prescribed path, that you want just, you're going to go to university, you're going to take every class, the ones that just interest you. You're going to make your own sort of degree, right, as you go. You don't want a road. You want to be off-road. Make a path as we will. Very interesting energy here. It's very counter to what we usually would see. We usually see, well, there's a need. We need a path. We need a plan. We need to get on the road somewhere and figure out what our road is. You're saying my road is no road. My road's not having a road at all, right? But yet we still see the chariot here, which is that vehicle that is sort of, I think, going off-road here. And that to me feels really good. It's kind of like if you can dream it, if you can imagine it, you can create it. And that to me is creativity. That to me is an artist, right? Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We'll set it right here with Mr. Ed, our tiny horse. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. Okay. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Looking around the room here, we only see our two major arcana energies. We have this is, of course, this is the energy that represents Aquarius. Okay, it's a fixed air energy here, but as far as the majors go, we have the Chariot and the Moon card. And it's kind of like your quest is taking you to this wilderness, this wild and crazy sort of untamed landscape where you can find infinite delight, infinite fulfillment. You don't need a course. You don't want a prescribed journey that is, predetermined, where the destination is already been detailed, where the path along the way is already there. You're someone that when you go on vacation, you don't go to the resort. You don't want to do the touristy stuff. You want to immerse yourself in it. You want to live as the people do, right? You want to explore all of those alleyways and all those little the tiny restaurants where the locals might eat. You want to discover that path. You want not even to discover it. You want to just kind of allow that spontaneity to happen until some sort of structure emerges. Some sort of a picture emerges from that. It's like you're painting on a canvas, but you don't have an idea in mind of what you're painting. You're just doing it spontaneously. The image will emerge. The image will come forth from that activity, from that relationship. It's an active life. It's an interactive life. Yeah. It's beautiful. Beautiful energy. So we have our two majors. Kind of going off-road here on this quest in this wilderness, a quest for meaning, a quest for deep experiences. And I don't think you have a plan. I don't think you need a plan. You got fire, fire, fire. We've got water, water. Got air. And some air here. It's quite funny that the two air cards we have, right? And we'll get into these. We'll get into these two air cards, but it's interesting that they're in those positions. And then, of course, we have our earth energy here, because, of course, we feel the need. With the earth energy underneath everything as a foundation, the resources need to be there for us to explore. We can't live our life completely chaotically. Maybe we try to, maybe we want to, okay? But this is the idea that in all of our activities, we have to at least have somewhat of an idea in mind so that we know what we're sort of working toward. We're building something up, right? We're trying to make progress in life. We're trying to move forward. We want to be successful. Maybe we don't know how to define success. We know what it feels like when we see it. We know what meaning and purpose feel like when we're in it, right? What you do know, what you can very well define is failure, right? 9, 2 9s. And they're both underneath the surface here. It's kind of like we don't really know how to define our success, but we know what it feels like, right? It feels like fire and water, right? We can define failure, and that is not achieving your goals, right? Failure is when you are incapable of achieving your objectives. So in that sense, we must have objectives, right? So this 9 of, and I didn't mean to get to the 9 of Swords already, but it is your general energy. It's a card of despair. It's a card of kind of waking up to reality in a way, right? It's almost a card that's saying, I like my dreams. How dare you wake me up from those dreams? You know, it's the painful realization. It's the painful awareness of a life that is wasted, a life that is not meaningful, a life that is not true, a life that is not a dream, you know? And so I feel that this might be what you're experiencing now, that you're waking up to this idea that your true self, your soul, is really meant to live a different way. Yeah. And maybe it's that painful awareness that says, I need to go back into my dreams, and I need to live those dreams, and I need to pursue all those things, and I need to be that spontaneous world traveler that has really no objective, but has a depth of meaning unlike the world has ever seen. A happiness beyond measure, right? This is a wake-up call. This is a painful awakening, but it's truth, right? It's a foundational energy that there's some sort of discontent in you about the so-called normal life. Okay. So I think this is, again, very painful, but it's a necessary awakening. That says, I don't think I'm meant to live my life this way. And, of course, we see with your fixed air energy there as the energy of what you're rejecting, right? Your general energy right now is a feeling of despair, a feeling like my life needs to be more in this forest of uncertainty and finding meaning and extracting meaning out of all of these different experiences. My life is not, or your soul, right, is not built to have this kind of fixed structure or this very rigid plan. Because the fixed air energy in this context is somebody that can't go off trail, that goes off trail and feels very uncomfortable. Right? This is the person that cannot go here unless there is a caravan of supplies, unless there is many, many maps, many GPS units, right? You have all your tools, you've got all your gadgets and all of your things necessary so that it's a very predictable and rather easy, not very surprising, not very challenging, not scary at all, because you've got everything that you need there, you know. I think externally, right? You got a whole plan. Everything's mapped out. You're going on vacation to this exotic place, right? But it's the resort. It's the touristy stuff. That doesn't do it for you, right? This is someone that would feel very uncomfortable in this dark, scary forest without that wealth of supplies. But now I think what's going on is you're that person that's very, very uncomfortable when you have to be in that strict pathway. You know? You're waking up and realizing that the reason for your discontent in life is that you can't live that kind of, I don't know what to call it exactly, but you can't live that predetermined cookie-cutter kind of life. That you're an explorer of both time and space. Yeah. You're an explorer of the unconscious. And I think without that, we're in despair. We feel life is meaningless. This is a helpless and hopeless feeling. It's waking you up to the fact that, hey, I can't be this fixed air energy. I can't be on this very straight and narrow path in life because it doesn't fulfill you. And we try, and we try, and we try, and we try to do what we are, quote unquote, supposed to do. It doesn't work for you. The sooner we realize that, the sooner we can have all this very good water energy, right? So all of us need a 9 of Swords now and again, especially as our general energy. I'm glad it's not in the position of your environment, right? But it's something within you. It's this feeling of, well, to me it feels like a relief, right? Because it's almost like there's been this uneasy feeling. There's been this tension. There's been this this disquiet, this discord within you. Now, 9 of Swords finally saying, okay, I know what it's about. I can admit my feeling. I can admit that I'm miserable living this, again, this kind of, predetermined, predetermined life. I have to have everything mapped out. Have to have everything kind of accounted for. Have to always be comfortable or always feel that things are familiar, right? Always having the map, It's kind of like that 9 of Swords is realizing that the reason why I'm not happy, I need to tear the map up and throw the SOB away, Because the 10 of Cups is really what matters. This is the dream come true. This is the life that is full, that is rich. This is the life that, you're going to tell your kids, your grandkids, and your grandkids' about. I'm kind of feeling the mystery card to be a Hierophant, honestly. Or it's going to be the Star, your true power card, right? That this is something that is bringing you back around to your true self. We try to force ourselves to be a certain way because I think that's what we're supposed to do. That's what they tell us is going to lead to success and happiness. Why don't I feel it? You're not built for that life. You're built for this uncertainty. To me, this is very Taoist, right? But it is fulfillment. It is kind of an overwhelming happiness. It's happiness beyond measure. This is not a 10 of Cups. This is an infinite number of cups. There is no limit. If you can imagine it, if you can dream it, if you can picture it in your head, well, you can experience it and you can find that meaning. There's nothing more powerful than for you to be that sun that's walking into that unknown landscape and seeing something for the first time and witnessing something extraordinary. And each time is a 10 of Cups experience, adds another cup onto it. This is just the base 10. It just says you got 1, 2, 8, 9, 10, and then an infinite number. Some cultures, they count base 2. They say 1, 2, and then there's a whole bunch. Or 7 or 12 or whatever. We just happen to be base 10 kind of culture, right? So there is an infinite number of these cups for you. There's no limit to what you can experience in life and how satisfying your life can be. Now, of course, we need the good luck. We need the spirit guides. We need, this is about structure and systems and processes, but that's exactly what you are rejecting, right? I think it's the idea that there is an underlying structure and order to the universe, but not for you personally, not a human one, right? That you are trusting the spirit guides. You're trusting that your divine self knows the way. So you don't want the map. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to go getting lost in the woods. Don't do that. You go hiking, you take your GPS and your satellite phone and all that good stuff, right? But in life, not knowing where we're supposed to go or what we're supposed to do is part of the fun, right? Because then we can now, sky's the limit. Now we can do anything we want. The Nine of Pentacles is the real meaning of success for you, right? This is what you really need and want in your life. And I think that it really is this kind of overflowing satisfaction. You don't want to just do one thing for the rest of your life and follow that straight and narrow pathway, right? Straight to the grave, right? No, you want to explore reality. Your idea of success is to always be gaining in experience, new experiences, right? And not all will be happy experiences, no. But you like the climb. You like the investigation of new landscapes. You're an explorer in the true sense of the word, right? And of course, we've got our Five of Wands in the background here. That's strife. That's fighting, right? That's a struggle. This is a life where we are trying to force ourselves to be on the path. Whatever path this was. Maybe you're a business person, maybe you're an artist, maybe you were at school. And maybe you're still a business person, an artist, and at school, right? But the idea is that it's okay for you to not want to do those things. It's okay for you to say, I don't know what I want to do. Or to even really to say, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to choose a major at university. I want to take all the courses that interest me, you know? It kind of reminds me of that Dos Equis commercial, right? The most interesting man in the world, right? There is no real structure or order or plan or process. It's just living. It's just life. It is learning to trust ourselves and trust, you know, our spirit guides, our divine self, or whatever you want to call it, and going and doing many, many different things. And maybe there's a commitment there for a while that says you're going to get really good at a couple things over here, but you're certainly not limiting yourself. And I think the more you do this, I think you'll find that not only does your happiness increase, but your foundation of wealth, I guess, right, increases too. You feel better health-wise because you're released from this burden, this very uncomfortable and painful burden that you've been carrying. And so now you're living a life that's more free, but it's also rewarding you. It's paying the bills, you know. You're getting it done. The resources are going to be there. You're doing things that are going to make money, you know. But it's not something that you have to force yourself to do. If you're not feeling it, you're not going to do it. Okay? And this is that wrestling, I think, with ourselves. This is even, I think, a short-temperedness with your friends, with your coworkers, with the people in your life, because there's an underlying dis-ease in you. An underlying dis-ease, all the things that you really want to do, for whatever reason, you felt that you couldn't, you had to stay on the straight and narrow. Maybe it's culture, it's society, it's our family, whatever. And so it kind of made you angry with life. Okay, this is behind you. Because I think you're waking up to why you've been feeling that way. Now, it doesn't mean that you're opposed to hard work. Here we have that Seven of Wands at the top. You're not afraid of hard work. In fact, you want hard work. You want to struggle. You want to fight. Right? But for the right things. For those things that actually mean something to you. You know, if we're not fighting for what we truly believe in, then we're fighting with our friends. We're fighting with our pets. We're fighting on the highway. We're getting irritated at the grocery store, right? Because we don't have a mission. Because we don't have this sense of excitement, of exploration. Yeah. Of sort of building a life that is meaningful in a way that we can enjoy. That is meaningful to us. It doesn't have to be meaningful to anybody else but you. And the Nine of Cups, of course, in the future position, is the ongoing dream, the ongoing life. It keeps dreaming. We keep doing it, right? That we don't, it's not a cookie cutter, step by step. In some ways, it's not a 1, 2, 3, 4 process. Right? It's not a step-by-step, well, first you do this, then you do this, then you go to college, then you have a family, and then you die. No, you are never losing the craving for more life. Okay, and that's why the Ten of Pentacles is not a 10. It's not a limit. It's infinite. And this is you living that infinite life. It doesn't mean you're just pleasure-seeking. No, you're looking for those big challenges that are going to mean something to you. You know, you're the one that's going to go just on a solo backpacking trip somewhere, you know. You'll make money as you go. You'll make friends as you go. It's a life that feels meaningful to you. It feels like there's a purpose underlying everything. Purpose doesn't mean I'm going to go be a doctor, right? Well, maybe you'll be a doctor for a while. Sure, that could be part of it. But that's not your purpose. That's not a sense of purpose. Right? That's just a particular, that's just a detail. The details are going to come and go. It's that underlying purpose, the underlying fight, the underlying meaning. The harder you work, the more success you get. It's kind of like the more you have to really exert yourself, the more satisfying it is. Yeah, we have 3 nines, 9, 9, 9. Okay? It's a fundamental force in the universe. And it's very hard to describe. It's not quite variety. It is diversity of experience. It's not a narrow focus in life. It is a broad arrangement of interests, of love, a broad field of experience for you. The universe, your universe is huge, right? Wide open. Infinite universe. It's not a narrow band. It's not a narrow bandwidth of attention or energy. Now, as we move to the path of the serpent, we talked about the 9 of swords, but the 8. Now, the 8 of wands. Your creative energy is going in every direction all at once. Right? And I feel like this is really like, it's like fireworks, and they just and they just form like a circle, and it just sort of radiates out. But yours it keeps going. It doesn't just sort of fall like this, like a firework display. It is a starburst that just shines infinitely. And it reaches out into the vast corners of the universe, you know. But there is the rainbow at the top there. And I think that there is there's a picture emerging from your life. Okay, in all of this diversity of experience, I think it's starting to show a little bit of a trend in a particular direction. I think you've got to allow that to happen when the time comes. Okay. Don't be afraid to linger here for a while when you find something really good. Okay, because this card's in the position of your environment. In terms of your relationships, swiftness. It's like you never stay anywhere long enough to really make a friend, right? You never stay anywhere long enough to really put down some roots. Don't be afraid. With this card, don't be afraid to find a place that says, that kind of makes you say, hey, I like it here. I want to stay a while. Okay? Because that's not the same as you conforming. That's not the same as you subscribing to this narrow bandwidth of living. Okay, because that's something coming from your true soul. And maybe in all of this exploration, you're going to find a place that really says, hey, I want to slow down here. I like it here. I want to stay a while. Okay, maybe you're finding what's at the other side of that rainbow. Okay, don't be in such a hurry that you miss the good stuff, too. It's okay to slow in this intense craving for experience and variety and diversity and traveling and all this movement. Don't let yourself miss out on what is meaningful. Okay. So sometimes in all of our haste, sometimes we have to learn to slow down, to enjoy this dream life that we're living, right? And I think you're going to be the envy of your family and friends, because you might be choosing a life of more struggle, more austerity, right? Because you could go to school, become the doctor, right? Make a lot of money. But I think you're choosing something that's, to you, more meaningful. But I think the surprise there is that you're going to achieve greatness. I think that you're going to find at some point that pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. You're going to find that paradise that makes you say, I like it here. And this is where I want to kind of stay and build things up. I think in all of this, choosing to live a life of meaning and joy, but yet more struggle, let's say, I think you're going to find great success. I wonder what that mystery card's going to be. I'm very excited. We talked about the Prince of Swords, the fixed air energy. And sometimes when we get to the path of the Serpent, we realize we need that card. We need the commitment to something, right? And so this is still your superpower, right? Your ability to get fixed, to get stuck on one idea and make it your life. Okay? But maybe you're finding something that's way more fundamental than that one idea, I'm going to be a doctor, or I'm going to be an engineer, or whatever. And that's it. That's my focus, right? You're finding something way more fundamental. The doctor or the engineer, those are just details. And honestly, those details don't really matter. What matters is that underlying truth that you're discovering about yourself and who you are. And yeah, maybe you'll be a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer, whatever. It doesn't really matter, right? You could be a doctor and you could hate it. Or you could be a doctor and you could feel like this is me being my true self. Okay, the Chariot card, of course, is the benefit of all of your sort of wanderings, all of your explorations, right? It is giving you a strength, a resilience, a fortitude that a lot of people don't have. I think it's also allowing you to discover that underlying sense of purpose. What is your quest? What is your underlying quest? The quest for that Holy Grail, right? And the Holy Grail is the source of all this water energy that we see, all this happiness and fulfillment. Where is it really coming from? What does it really say about you and what your life is? And again, I think that we're kind of coming full circle back around to your true self and your actual destiny. But you're understanding destiny in a new way. Well, I want to look at the mystery card and see. I thought maybe it would be the Star card. Now I'm kind of thinking Empress. But I'm also kind of thinking Ace of Cups. Right? That makes sense. I have to get to the source of all of this joy and happiness and fulfillment. You really do have the best cards here today. I think everything that you get involved with in your life, you're making a choice, a conscious choice, to get involved with things that will bring you meaning. If it doesn't have meaning and depth and experience, if you don't love it, if it doesn't bring you joy or abundance in some form or fashion, you're not going to stick to it. You're not wasting any time on these kinds of, I don't know, I think almost meaningless commitments. Yeah. Well, let's see what we have. Oh, we do have the Star card. It's bringing you right back to yourself. It is showing you who you are, showing you your destiny. It's kind of like we all sometimes need a little bit of a walkabout to discover who we are. We all need a little bit of uncertainty or a lot of uncertainty. We all need to go out and get lost in ourselves to find ourselves. We need to go on this vision quest, this life, this backpacking trip through the universe to find ourselves, to find our star, to find our true north, to find what we really are supposed to be doing in life. And not the details, not really what we're supposed to be doing, but how and why. You know? And that's the despair. The despair is that feeling like what I'm doing in my life is not bringing me joy and success. I don't find meaning in it. I don't feel like it's my path. I'm kind of lost. So, okay, you know what? If I feel lost, I'm going to get lost. And I'm going to find myself. And this is, well, I mean, this is, I got to ring this bell too. Because this is your superpower card, right? This is the star rules the sign of Aquarius. So this is you coming back to yourself. This is you finding your true north, finding your way in the vast, infinite ocean of experience. This is really cool. This is a nice little trip we've been on. We're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Aquarius Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.